Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So today's video I am going to be doing a cook with me. So right now I'm getting ready to fix some I'm sorry, I'm adjusting the camera. I'm getting ready to fix some liver rice and onions and some gravy. I'm actually fixing this for my husband because I don't really care for liver like that. I may eat like a very, very small piece, but I don't eat liver like that. So I'm basically fixing this for him. So I have my pot of water boiling already for my rice. I have already deveined the liver. I don't know if you guys know, but when you devein the liver, well, from what I was told by my auntie, when you have veins in the liver, it makes it chewy. I honestly don't know how true that is, but you know, that's what she said, so that's what I'm going with. So sometimes when I buy the liver, it is already deveined, but this batch wasn't, so I had to devein it. Yes, so I'm getting ready to do that. I have my pot going. Actually, it's boiling already. So I'm getting ready to put the rice in here. And I'm going to adjust the camera just a tad bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing, okay? Maybe I should move it down some, and then I'm going to move it a little bit closer. I don't know if that's going to work. Hold on, guys. Maybe put it under here out the way. But then I'm going to have to move it again. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. Just trying to get a good view. Maybe right there. Okay, that probably will work. Okay, so yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay, so I have my water boiling. It's actually already boiling. I have my skillet heating up for my oil for the liver, and this light is in the way. Okay, y'all, I had to fix the camera. It just wasn't looking right to me. Okay, so I'm going to, and I think I got the wrong spoon, but I'm gonna use this one anyway. It's probably over there. Okay, so I'm gonna add my rice to my boiling water. And y'all, I had an adapter to go to this microphone, and I have no idea what I did with it, because now this cord is in the way. So I got to figure out some kind of way to do this microphone so you guys can still hear me and the cord is not in the way. What did I do with it? I have no idea. Like, literally, I have no idea what I did with it. Okay, so I just put my rice in the pot. Give that a little stir so it does not stick. And I got my skillet heating up. I'm going to put my oil in it so that can be getting hot. Got some vegetable oil here. This is the only oil that I actually use. I actually use vegetable oil for whatever I'm cooking. This is the only oil that I buy, I should say. Okay, and I need my cutting board. I'm gonna grab me some paper towels here. Let me do this first. This is for my liver. I'm gonna turn this fire down because I don't want it getting too hot too fast. And so I have my liver here. So this should be enough for my husband for today and lunch tomorrow, and he would probably have a sandwich or something for dinner if he eats some more of it. So I don't even know how many pieces it is, but we're gonna find out because I may not need to cook all of this. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to move stuff out the way. I swear I don't have not enough space for anything. Okay, this here. Move this camera back just a tad bit so you can see. This out the way. Okay, so maybe this should work. Okay. Hopefully this light is bright enough so you guys can see. Stir my rice so it doesn't stick. Okay, so I think this actually might be enough, these 4 pieces here, because they're actually pretty big pieces, and I can cut 2 of them in half. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And also, guys, I have my flour over here. I'm going to put it on a plate, a separate plate, because I actually have a bag of flour, and I don't want all of the liver, blood, and stuff getting into the flour mixed with the other stuff. So I'm going to go to my basic seasonings, which is my seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and pepper. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do these. I cut a couple of them in half, so excuse me, that should be good. So I hope you guys are doing well with all of this COVID-19 stuff that's going on. I don't know if your cities are on lockdown. Our city is. I think they shut down pretty much at 5 o'clock, but you know, of course, we're not going to do that. We know how to pretty much stay away from people. And I was explaining to, excuse me, my daughter and my brother that even if we do stay away from people, we still can get it, because if you're, you know, they still have the stores open, the gas stations, and things like that. So even if you go to the store, or hell, if you have someone that come to your home to visit and they have come in contact, you can still get it. So I understand, you know, you trying to keep it contained. That I totally understand. But it's like, you know, a lot of people like myself, I'm not going to stop living my life because of the virus. We've had a whole bunch of things in my lifetime that was worse than this. You know, a couple of years ago, we had Ebola. We've had a few other of these viruses that's really, really bad. But I think as long as you make sure that you wash your hands, you know, you sanitize and disinfecting things like you're supposed to do. Don't put your hands in your face and your eyes and your mouth. I think you'll be okay. I was thinking for a while that they were really taking this out of proportion. But then I thought, well, maybe not. You know, people react differently, you know. So, y'all, I went into the store yesterday. I have no idea if I put onion powder on this side, so I'm not going to worry about it. I went into the store yesterday. All I needed was some bread, a dozen eggs, and some milk. Y'all, This shopping is ridiculous. The panic shopping is ridiculous. I have never seen anything like this in my life. It's ridiculous. Y'all, you have to stop. You're taking everything and not leaving things for other people. You know. Now, me on the other hand, when I grocery shop, I had actually went maybe 3 weeks ago. And when I shop, I buy a lot anyway. I buy my tissue and everything in bulk. I think I've told you guys that before. I buy my tissue and things in bulk. So my tissue, toilet paper, soap, deodorant, things like that, I buy it in bulk. So I don't have to worry about keep purchasing it, you know. But this is totally getting out of hand. So I'm putting the flour in a separate plate. So like I said, I don't get all the extra stuff from the liver into my regular flour. So this flour, guys, I actually keep in the freezer. And my husband told me that because, which I thought was a good idea, when you have chicken and things in the flour and you have like crumbs and things like that, if you leave it sitting on the shelf, it will probably start smelling because you have those other particles in the flour, which I thought was a really good idea. So my grease is still heating up. I have my plate of flour here. I'm going to dredge the liver now. I'm just gonna put a little on there, and I'm gonna just put it back on the napkin. Let me get a clean napkin though. Hold on. So yeah, but y'all, all this panic buying is it's crazy. It is totally ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So this is, let me move this out the way. I should put over here. Okay. It's ridiculous, guys. You have to stop. You're not saving anything for anyone else. And if I'd have thought about it, I would have vlogged it. But I was just like so upset that this was really happening. Y'all, I actually got mad. I went to 3 different stores yesterday just trying to find the items that I needed. I needed bread, milk, and eggs. I needed some more laundry stuff. I was doing laundry and I ran out of fabric softener. And so I got fabric softener and I got some pods while I was out because I needed more pods. I had a few, but I didn't want to totally run out. But y'all, I was just like, this is crazy. I was upset that I had to keep going to different stores to get what I needed. I had to go to one store for one thing, another store for another thing, another store for another thing. I shouldn't have to do that, guys. Y'all gotta stop panic buying, okay? I just feel like when you go to the grocery store, get everything you need then, so you don't have to worry about it. So like I said, I posted a video before about how I shop. And like I said, I buy my things in bulk. So it's only myself and my husband in the house. And when I grocery shop, I still shop as if there were kids in the house. And the reason being is so I don't have to do that. So it smell like I'm making a cake. Nope.
Something smells sweet.
I don't know.
You on the phone?
What?
Yeah.
I'm recording.
Especially if you're clear on the camera, like somebody shoot up a snow globe.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, but this is ridiculous. You guys have to stop. So what I was saying was I shop like the children were still in the house. So I still buy my soap and paper towels and tissue and toothpaste and stuff like that. I buy them in bulk, and I do that so I don't have to buy it for at least 3 or 4 months. Even my groceries, I don't have to grocery shop but maybe every 3 months. We would just get whatever is needed, like, of course, you know, bread, milk, eggs, whatever, or what if we want something in particular at that given moment, you know. But other than that, I know a lot of people like shop week by week. To me, I can't do that. That costs way much more than, yeah. Okay, guys, so I had to step away for a second to help my husband. I have no idea what I was saying, but hold on, I gotta grab this dish rag. Trying to pull this microphone off. But yeah, I have no idea what I was saying. But anyway, so what I did was, like I said, I floured the liver in a separate plate. Put the flour in a separate plate so that I don't mess up the flour with the liver blood and stuff like that. I normally keep my flour in the freezer, and my husband told me to do that years ago because when you have raw meat in a flour bag, it may eventually start smelling. So the freezer, of course, freezes it, keeps it fresher. So that's where my flour goes, in the freezer. So since I stepped away for a minute, I am reflouring the liver because some of it came off. This looks like it's 2 pieces. It is 2 pieces. So I'm just reflouring it, and then I'm gonna cut up my onion. I had to put my grease back on the stove so it can get back hot because I was gone for probably 20 minutes or so. You guys don't know it, but yeah. So I'm reflouring this, and then like I said, I'm going to cut up the onions, and I'm just going to open up a can of whole kernel corn to go with it. And then I'm going to put the rest of the liver that I didn't cook back in the freezer, and he can have that for another time. So like I say, he's the only one eating this, so didn't need to cook all of that. Okay. Alrighty, so I have my cutting board here. Let my grease get hot. Got my cutting board here. Put this out the way. I'm going to need this seasoning for the gravy. I'm just going to set that to the side. Got my cutting board here, and I'm going to cut up my onion. Cannot have liver and gravy without onions. So, give me a second. I'm going to rinse this onion in cold water. Just a FYI, I don't know if I know I've told you guys, but for those of you who are new here that don't know, when you cut an onion, in order to keep from tearing up, run it under some cold water, okay? So give me a minute. My onion was already cut. It was in the refrigerator. I used it the other day. But I'm going to cut some more. So I'm going to, of course, run it under some cold water and give me... Okay, guys. So I rinsed the onion. And I'm going to cut up what I need. So like I said, guys, this will keep you from tearing up really bad. And I usually like a lot of onions in my rice. So I'm going to cut quite a bit. Okay, that should be enough for now. Okay, then these rings I'm going to cut in half. Then I'm going to cut in half again. Now what I normally do is just grill the onions and set them to the side. So I think I'm going to actually do that instead of cooking it with the liver, because I have quite a bit of grease in the liver. So I'm going to just cook the onions separately, kind of caramelize them a little bit. Still waiting on my grease to get hot. So while we're waiting on the grease to get hot, matter of fact, I'm going to do this corn while we're waiting. That way I can have that going. It'll take a few minutes for this. So, what have you guys been up to? Hold on one second. So guys, I posted a video telling you guys that I had a project that I was working on, and I asked for you guys to comment in the description, what do you think that I should do? If you have not seen that video, I am going to link it in the description box or in the iCards or something, somewhere where you can see it. Guys, I have not gotten any feedback. I haven't gotten any response or anything. No kind of comments, nothing. And that kind of disappointed me just a little bit, because I know some of the videos that you guys will comment on, but this one I really wanted your input, and no one commented at all. I got not one single comment on this particular video. So yeah, that kind of was like discouraging, I guess you can say. Excuse me. It's kind of discouraging because, you know, I felt like nobody really cared. I mean, I know some of you probably don't care seriously, but I kind of felt like those of you that actually have been watching, at least the subscribers that I do have, would have something to say. But no one actually said anything. Literally, I have not one comment at all. And like I said, it was regarding a new project that I'm working on. So that lets me know that no one really cares about the project that I'm working on, which is totally fine. That's okay. But I'm going to do the project anyway, and I am still going to let you guys know what it is. You're not going to know what it is right now, but once the project is launched, once it goes live, then I'll come back and I'll let you all know. So like I said, no one commented, so no one really cared, which is, like I said, totally fine. but I'm going to do it anyway. And I think I'm going to go a different route from what I said initially that I was going to do. Let's see, if you watch the video, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. I got to get ready and do my gravy now, but I need to kind of clean up the mess a little bit. So, guys, give me a second, okay? Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to kind of clean up a little bit so I can have some room for stuff. No, I don't have that much counter space. But, yeah, so I took out the first batch of liver. I put the second batch in. My rice was done, so I took care of the rice and went on and put that in a bowl. And right now what I'm doing is getting my stuff ready for the gravy. I have my flour and water for the thickener that I'm mixing up right now. I'm going to use the same flour since it's already seasoned and it's liver. We're going to use that. Then I have my plain cup of water there. And this onion. So my onions are caramelizing pretty good. They will be done shortly. I got them on a kind of a medium-low fire. So the way I like my onions, guys, I like them to be some of them caramelized, some of them a little charred, and some of them still kind of yellow. Kind of get that variety because each one of those different types of onions actually has a different flavor. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, and then it gives the gravy a nice flavor also. So like I'm just mixing up my flour and water mixture here for my thickener. I know some of you may use like cornstarch or half and half cream or stuff like that. I have never used that. I was never taught to use those things. My mother, my grandmother, my auntie, they all used the flour and water paste as a thickener. Okay, so that's what I use. Now, I have my corn. Get my corn going. I just opened up a can of whole kernel corn. I put some butter in it, a little sugar and some salt and pepper to give it some flavor. So that's what this is. Let me show you these onions, guys. Got my pot holder here. I'm going to have to move the skillet because I don't want to move the camera. I have the camera set up. Pretty good. I'm not going to move the camera. So I'm going to just bring the skillet to you guys. So these are the onions. See, some of them get still a little light. Some is nicely caramel. You got some charred in there. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to set this to the side. Then I'm going to get ready to start the gravy. Before I start the gravy, I'm going to open up this back door because it's going to get smoky in here. So let me set this to the side. Open up the back door. That's a little too wide, honey. Alrighty now. So this batch of liver here is just about ready. And I have my deep cast iron pan here I'm gonna heat that up so it gets nice and hot. Stir my corn here a little bit. So I hope you guys can get a really good visual. So like, so I'm only going to use, did I use the wrong spoon? Oh no, it's in the water. Okay. So what was I saying? Oh, I hope you guys can actually see this pretty well. I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer as soon as I get some space. So I'm going to use my basic seasonings, my seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper. And I'm going to use that because this is what I already started using. I'm going to add a little more flour to this plate for the gravy, because I use most of that for the thickener here. Okay, so I'm going to take these out, and the rest of it is actually going to cook in the gravy. Let me grab me a top to put on. Let me use this here. This don't fit, but it's gonna work right now. Move this out the way. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch fires here so it can be a little bit closer. I'm gonna move this one here. So, heating up the skillet for the gravy. Let me show you what this liver looks like. This is what the liver looks like. Okay. Nice and done. Okay. So I'm going to let it simmer in the gravy. Once the gravy is done, and I'm looking for my wooden spoon. I like this wooden spoon for the gravy. Now what I'm going to do is, wipe this spoon off. This grease that I already have here, I'm going to use that for the gravy. So I'm going to put that in here. It's already nice and hot. It has the liver flavor to it. I'm going to make that for the roux. Yeah, I turned the doggone skillet off. Didn't even realize it. I wonder why I wasn't heating up. Okay, so now I gotta let that heat up. Okay guys, so let's do this gravy now. My grease should be nice and heated. I actually used the grease from the liver. Have my wooden spoon, got my flour. Let's see. It's sizzling. So you know it's ready when you put the flour in and start sizzling. Just like if you're frying chicken or pork chops or whatever you're frying and you're trying to heat up the pan, you know it's hot when it starts sizzling. Okay, now you want it to cook, you don't want it to boil. Okay, so while this is doing its browning, I am going to add my pepper, add my seasoned salt, my onion and my garlic powders. Now I don't do it like this all the time. I usually wait until it's you know, I done poured the water and everything already in it, and then put the seasoning in. But we're gonna try it this way this time. Maybe it'll give it a little more flavor. We're gonna see. So letting this roux Getting nicely browned. I might need a little bit more, I think. Then I'm going to move this camera a tad bit closer. I wish I can put it on the other side, but I don't have. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to move the camera a tad bit closer so you can see. I'll put this over here. Okay. I don't know if you can actually really see that, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to add a tad bit more flour here. Just a tad bit. So, you know, the more flour you add, the more gravy you have. And it's getting smoky here. That's why I have the back door open, because you have the grease in here, but of course it's going to suck up the flour is going to suck up the grease. So, which is like why it's burning like that. Okay. So you want to get this as brown as you like it. Now with me, it really doesn't matter how brown I have it. And that's because, you know, I use this seasoning here to brown it. You don't need a whole lot of it. That's a little bit goes a long way. Like very little goes a long way. But depending on how much gravy you have and how brown you actually want it. Okay. Now I'm going to add my water. It's going to get smoky, guys. I do apologize. And stir as you pour, so you don't have lumps. Pour a little bit at a time first. Mix everything up. Get those lumps out. Okay. It'll get them out as best as you can, because you do. And so once the lumps, when you flatten out the lumps, it makes it thicker also. And then you don't want lumpy gravy either. So we're going to smooth this out as best we can. So do you guys, when you make gravy, do you use your thickener? If you need a thickener, do you use flour and water, or do you use like half and half and cream and stuff like that? Let me know, how do you do yours? Do you like liver and onions? I don't like liver. I don't really care for it. I mean, I would eat like a little piece, like I said before, just a little piece, and that will be pretty much it. And I think it's because my mother growing up kind of made us eat things, you know, and even if we didn't like it. And it's so funny because my brother and I were talking earlier today. I don't have no idea how we got on the subject, but we were talking earlier today about things that as far as food that we like and what we don't like and things like that. And I don't like scrambled eggs and stuff like that. Only eggs I would eat is boiled eggs. That's it. Anything else is like, I don't want that, you know. And I think it's because my mother kind of forced us to eat certain things while we were growing up. Because she was like, if you don't eat it, you're not eating anything. Just like beef stew. I like beef stew, but I don't like cooked carrots. And so when my mother fixed beef stew, she would buy her own carrots. She would cut up the potatoes. She would snap the string beans. She would do all of that. And I don't like cooked carrots. Now, I can eat the carrots raw, like the baby carrots. I can eat them raw. And she would make us sit at the table and eat it. Now, my brother didn't have a problem with it. But I was like, And my mother was one of those ones. Like I said, you don't eat this, you're not eating. And you better not get up from that table until you actually eat this, right? Honey, it was many nights I slept at the table. Because I wasn't doing it. I'm like, no. I'm not doing that. Y'all, I threw up in my stew one time. And my mother made me eat it. I ate this stew. I picked all around. I picked everything out of the stew that I wanted. And I left the carrots. And I threw up in it. And my mother made me eat it. And I was like, no. So when I got older and moved out on my own and all this other kind of stuff that we be glad to do when we get out, that was one thing that Sister Girl was not doing. When she gave us scrambled eggs, I don't know if it's because she gave us the scrambled eggs so much, I had started throwing the eggs like behind the stove. And that's how I realized that we had mice. I was actually feeding the mice and I didn't know it. So when my mother cleaned, she literally moved everything. She moved everything and cleaned behind it, stove included. So when it came to clean the kitchen and she moved the stove, I was so scared because I knew that I put those eggs back there. And when she moved the stove, the eggs were gone. And I was like, what the? And like I said, that's when I realized that we had mice. I was feeding the mice everything that I didn't like. I would throw it behind the stove. And I was feeding the mice. And she couldn't figure out for nothing why we couldn't get rid of these doggone mice. Because I was feeding them. And they was eating good too, y'all. Whatever I didn't like, I don't care for Brussels sprouts. She made me eat the Brussels sprouts. The cooked carrots. Literally everything that I didn't like, she made me eat it. And till this day, I'm like, I'm grown. I'm in my own place. I buy my own food. I don't have to eat it. So, just like till this day, my daughter does not like peas. Now, I'm going to move this camera back just a little bit, okay? Because this is just cooking right now until we get what we need. Uh-oh. So, we're just going to let that simmer until it thickens up. So, yeah, my daughter, she doesn't like peas. She would not eat a pea if you paid her. She can't stand peas. And I didn't force her to eat the peas. Now, I did make her eat her vegetables. But then again, I might have been like, you better eat them peas. I don't know. But till this day, she would not eat no peas. She would eat her string beans. She would eat her corn. She don't even really like cabbage. Her cabbage have to be like super hot. Now, she likes a lot of hot foods. And her cabbage, she made some cabbage one day. I think it was for Christmas or Thanksgiving or something. And I went to her house and got a plate. Y'all, that cabbage was hot as hell. And I'm like, you can't make everything hot. My thing is, if you like hot stuff like that, which is totally fine, but if you have other people eating it, make it the regular way and add the hot stuff to your bowl. You know, don't make everything hot. That's so you don't want nobody to eat. You know, I don't want all my food hot. I want to be able to taste my food and eat my food. You know, I don't like it hot like that. So this is thickening up, guys. I'm gonna get it a little bit more thicker before I add the other stuff in it. So, but yeah, I don't even like if I'm having chicken or fish or French fries or something like that. I would literally eat it plain. Only way I would have hot sauce or ketchup on it is if I want it, if I have a taste for it. Otherwise, I would eat it just like it is. Now, certain things I do eat, you have to have it hot, like Italian beefs or nachos or, you know, something like that. It has to be hot. You just can't eat a nacho or Italian beef without it being hot. I mean, really? And then not only that, y'all, I suffer from acid reflux and heartburn like crazy. So eating that hot stuff is not working. Yeah, so okay, so this is thickening up pretty good. Really good. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to add my browning agent in it. Probably 15 minutes. Okay, we like to add more seasoning to it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, gonna turn my fire down low, let it simmer, put a top on it, and y'all, that will be it. This top fit, that would be it. So okay guys, so that is it for my liver and onions and my corn, my canned corn. So I'm just gonna let this simmer now, and everything is done. I am getting ready to clean up in here, and that is it. I'm gonna wash these dishes, straighten up this kitchen. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Y'all, trying to see if I'm gonna turn it down some. It doesn't look like it. But anyway, I gotta go, guys. So, cause he's gonna keep turning his music up and down. But if you guys, if you like liver and onions, let me know. If not, let me know. Post in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like this. Also post in the comments down below, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. I think my thing is dead. Yeah, so I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.